How's it? Thanks for joining us at Troopy in Africa again. I'm just leaving my home in Cape Town and heading to a town called Troopy. I don't think you can translate that into English. And it's where the southernmost tip of Africa is, near Gullis. And the reason that I'm leaving is we're going to meet all the Troopys in Africa. Got a whole group of us that are going to go and just have some fun in the dunes and see if we can get our Troopy stuck. So just a little fun weekend. Thought I'd bring you along for the drive. I hope you enjoy it. Cheers. Our rendezvous was only Friday afternoon, but some of us decided to leave early on the Thursday and enjoy a scenic drive to Troopy. The famous Clarence Drive didn't let us down, and en route we hatched a plan to do a little beer tasting en route. The rest of the afternoon was taken up by gravel travel, passing through little towns such as Elam. Eventually the day caught up with us and we found ourselves chasing the sunset. That evening we arrived at a spectacular beach and enjoyed a nice swim in the sea before settling in for the night. The early morning glow and the sound of the sea made waking up here quite special. As I prepared my first cup of coffee for the morning, I couldn't help but get excited about the events that were planned for the day. So, a part of the Troopy fun is to go to the southernmost tip of Africa and to go and see the Gullis lighthouse up there behind us. So we've left the Troopys and the lighthouse up there and we're heading to go and see the southernmost tip of Africa. And behind me That is the most southern tip of Africa. We've just had an awesome lunch at the Seagull in Agulhas, and we just got word that Hannes from Van Ventures and Nikki from Terrain Tamer, our guides into the dunes today, are heading to the meeting point, the rendezvous at the salt works. So some of us are going to fill up our Troopys so we can feel the full burden of weight on the dunes and see if we can get stuck. So let the fun begin. Well, first got to meet up. Heading into the dunes. We've got 9 Troopys in total, along with Hannes's Land Cruiser 79 from Van Ventures, and we've got Nikki from Terrain Tamer at the back. We've got another 2 coming tonight later, and then 1 tomorrow morning. So it should be good. Awesome is this? Everybody getting out to take a picture, and I've got someone behind me wanting to play on the dunes. Right, so here we are on the Troopy dunes. There's no English translation for that.
Dana dunes.
No, Troopy.
No.
There's no translation for Troopy.
No.
So here we got Hannes from Van Ventures and Nikki from Terrain Tamer. These are our educated guides into the dunes over there.
We are going to show the Troopys how to drive dunes.
We're going to show the Troopys how to drive dunes in their little baby cars. Land Troopys.
The camper wagon.
The Land Troopys. The Land Troopys. Yeah.
is our camp spot, so we must just park, everyone park in, and we decide how to park for the camp. Copy.
Is congregating on the hill. Look at that. To watch the sun set. I'll pop out the clouds just now. And there is Will! Roland is going to do the lap of honor. No, he's not. Roland just fell in my hole. So we've woken up with rain, which might make the dune driving a little bit easier because the sand will be harder, but a little bit more difficult to get people stuck. So let's get some coffee. So the wind is so hectic this morning outside there that I've decided we'll cook inside the Troopy this morning. So there we have it, getting the coffee going. Warming up some croissants on the stove to have with our salmon and juice. And that will be breakfast. And hopefully we get going soon. While we all enjoyed a slow breakfast, Roland from My Life in Africa, our instructor for the day, had gone off early to collect the last Troopy. Now we got Lizette doing it. That's it, Lizette. So you are instructor today?
Am I?
Roland from My Life in Africa. Amma? I'm afraid you're...
All the pressure.
He's making coffee and they're all waiting over there. But at least they're in the dry. You're in the rain. Hey, the rain has really come.
Too high. You all understand where it works, how that works?
Yes.
That puts your vehicle at rear wheel drive. So I'm going to specifically focus on Troopys with a little bit of general 4x4 knowledge. So specifically focus on Troopys because that's all why we're here. We're here to learn about it.
Forever and a day, not going to do anything to your car. The important part, what he said about the 4-wheel drive, high, low, and 2-wheel drive transfer case.
Yeah.
This is just a fuel saving method, and it's for civilian vehicles.
You're riding corrugated roads, 3-bar. Yeah, it's probably uncomfortable. Unless you have terrain tamer suspension, just saying.
Good plug.
So I generally find, like I said to Will yesterday when we arrived here, I said to him, I typically do 1.4 to 1.2 to drive in the dunes. I'd rather go higher, so still the tires being harder than softer. What's harder to do, deflate a tire or pump a tire up? Pumping up is just like, oh, gotta get the compressor. I always go harder first. You can always deflate. Then you know it's hot.
Next up was Nikki from Terrain Tamer, who gave us great tips on looking after our Troopies in the bush. Then the fun began. It was time to get out in our Troopies and put to test the information we had learnt. Here comes the old girl of the group. And we're back. Now flourish. All in the Paul Marsh. Oh, so easy. Taking it sideways.
Guys.
Okay, so I told Roland, everyone can try this, but I don't recommend it to any inexperienced guy that doesn't know sand to go for it, because you can go check how far you can go up, but the reversing back is the problem. So
You're not going to make it up. I can tell you hands down, you're not going to make it up.
So you guys can see how
reversing
far you
down,
can go.
You're going to have to keep your wheels straight.
Yeah.
You're going to have to come down slowly. gonna have to let your clutch out.
Yeah.
Believe in the gears. Stay in reverse. If you stall, fine, leave your clutch out. Start your car with your clutch out.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Crab crawl, crazy troopy.
I'm going to do.
This is Tim doing a crab crawl with a troopy.
Once you're in zone, you have to commit. You can't back out. So once you're going, you have to commit.
That's
Going down like this on the side.
it looks scary.
And my foot flat on the floor.
Oh, well done.
put those things in your agenda.
So are you
Really, Nikki?
Would I lie?
Nikki?
Andy, was he lying?
Hy laat hy
Is
my
he
nie
lying?
bel tot my verjaarsdag.
Is he lying?
Reunited at last. So, with a beautiful sunrise, our time together was coming to an end. Some of us took time to pick Nikki's brain some more before we all left, while others enjoyed their coffee. As our time in the dunes came to an end, all that was left to do was enjoy the fun ride out and the beautiful scenery. And so with that, the fun in the dunes comes to an end. We're just leaving the dunes and now we are going to go hopefully see a shipwreck. I'm not sure if everybody's going to join us. Some of them have seen Shipwreck in Nogales already, but we've got a Sunday afternoon to kill. Why not go and do some fun things? So a huge shout out to Roland from My Life in Africa for giving us all a great talk yesterday on driving in the dunes. To Nikki from Terrain Tamer for giving us a great technical talk. For Lizette from Tracks for Africa for giving us a nice little fireside chat about GPSs and navigation. And to Hannes from Van Ventures, who basically navigated us through the dunes, is an expert. So if you haven't followed them, give them a like. Go follow their Instagrams. It's My Life in Africa, Van Ventures, and Roads to Rome. And Terrain Tamer themselves, give them a follow. A huge thank you to them. The guys from the South African branch all came here to assist us with our Troopys in Africa little adventure into the dunes, to give some of those that desperately needed some training, and some insight into overlanding. Been an absolute winner, and I just can't thank these guys enough. Cheers. Another huge shout out goes to Marcus from MTech Communications. There's only a handful of us that have radios, and Marcus provided all the radios for those that didn't have. So to Marcus from MTech Communications, thanks man.